Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. It's time for a college basketball three-pack from our top unit producer in college hoops the past 15 months, Ramon Scott, who's been on a tear. Also, past 7 days, all sports combined, 1,557 units of profit. Let's bring him right now. Ramon Scott. Ramon, how's it going?
Tony, it's going real good right now, especially in the NCAA tournament, March Madness. The underdogs are coming through to a certain extent. They talk about really the first 3 days, really, record underdogs. But what's happening here, Tony, is that the closely rated games with the underdogs are winning. And most of the power big teams with big spreads are getting it done for the most part. So it's a bit of a dichotomy in the tournament so far. Sunday was a little bit different. The favorites kind of rolled a little bit, but we're hitting it with sides and totals at a real good rate here right now. 18-4 in the NCAA tournament. We're going to keep it rolling with some free picks here as well.
18-4 NCAA tournament. Ramon has been on a tear. Guys, get signed up for his long-term passes, the premium pick packages. Click the link in the description. All right, let's get underway here with the rundown for Ramon three-pack here from College Hoops. As I said, many tournaments in action here for Sunday. We begin with Presbyterian and Montana going head-to-head here. We see Montana favored 7.5, total 149.5.
Yeah, and we kind of, we don't want it to get away late. We're going to end up taking a dog here again. I mean, Montana should be a lot better than Presby, but you just figure Montana off that devastating loss to Montana State in the championship game. Maybe they'll be fired up and ready to go and blow out Presbyterian, but Presby's still got a pretty decent offense, average close to 75 points per game. They did have recent wins down the stretch, even though they've lost 3 of their last 5. They did beat Charleston Southern. They beat Winthrop on the road, so I like that. Presby 7-1-2 against the spread in their last 10. They're 12-8-1 as an underdog here. This is for Montana, kind of a team that does some dancing here and there every few years. This is nice too, but for Presby, this is real nice. So maybe they'll have the motivation to stay in this game, and I'll take 7.5 points here with Presby against Montana.
All right, Ramon Scott, get his best bets over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description to get there. Presbyterian Montana. Ramon here will be on Presbyterian here at plus the 7.5. All right, we'll continue here on our college basketball three-pack. Remember the promo code TonyT at checkout will save you 20% off all Ramon Scott's premium picks. All right, let's continue here on our college basketball rundown here. We'll get to our next game here, and it will involve here, if I'm not mistaken, we go right to the NCAA tournament here with the next one. So we'll get to it here in just a second here as we go through some of the games. And here we go with it. It'll be James Madison and Duke. Duke 7.5 to total 148.
Yeah, Duke, we called it, right, Tony, in the last game against Vermont, that maybe they would stuff Vermont in that game. They held them to 47 points. So, look, JMU's riding high. They've got that, long winning streak right now. They're still just a top 60 team or so in the metric sites here. Foster's out. He's done. He's not going to be able to come back. He's missed 5 or 6 games for the Blue Devils. But, man, JMU got to be riding high off that Wisconsin win. I know that, they got nice Edwards, Bickerstaff, good players. I'm going with Duke, Tony. They're 9-3 against the spread. Their last 12, 18-12 against the spread as a favorite. And I'll just kind of tie in a little bit of that. I don't know how you want to measure the game, right? I was talking about closely rated games. We're going to underdogs and some of the bigger blowouts. To me, we want to call 7.5 maybe a closer game, but on the metrics, it looks like Duke is far and above still Madison, even with those just 3 straight-up losses. I'm going to lay the points with Duke here on Sunday, Tony.
All right, Ramon Scott here. Find his best bets over at Tony'sPicks.com. James Madison, Duke. The pick here will be on Duke, laying the 7.5. All right, let's continue here on our rundown here from college basketball. We're going to get you a three-pack from Ramon. So we will continue here, go to the 6:30 Eastern hour here for our next game here on the board from College Hoops, and we'll get to it here in just a second. I think we found it right here. Here we go. Evansville and Quinnipiac. We've got Quinnipiac laying 3, total 151.5.
It's weird. It's weird. So these teams, they do score points. I mean, the total is 151. and a half. But Evansville, they've lost 8 of 9. They faded down the stretch for sure. They're great, but Quinnipiac's won 5 of 6 coming in. Evansville 8-18 to the under as a dog. Quinnipiac 8-16 to the under as a favorite. Evansville's gone under in 5 straight. Quinnipiac's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. 151.5. I mean, this is going to be probably in the 140s here, but I think they just always end up short in these rolls. So, yeah, maybe some of these other tournaments are seeing a little bit of higher scoring, but I think we just put this one too high. So I'm going to go under 151.5 with the Evansville and Quinnipiac game.
Ramon Scott here with Evansville and Quinnipiac. I'll get that right here. He likes this one to go under total of 150.
70% of the people surveyed, Tony, cannot pronounce Quinnipiac.
Quinnipiac, that's right. Yeah, it's a tough one here, especially this late. All right, under the total here of 151.5, especially on a Saturday this late. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com here for action here on Sunday. Of course, bringing up the numbers again with Ramon. He's having a monster NCAA tournament, 18-4 to the spread. And then you calculate the numbers here over the past 15 months, 6,816 units of profit, all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. There is not a handicapper alive on a legit site that documents plays, takes score. You 6,816 units of profit, outstanding performance in college hoops, also showing great profit here. NBA over the past 7 days, all sports combined, 1,557 units of profit. What do you have going over at Tony'sPicks.com for this Sunday?
Yeah, well, the latest Quinnipiac poll shows it's all true, and we're on a pretty good roll right now in college basketball. With the NCAA tournament. We missed one by half a point today. We got one in double overtime. We got one. We went over. That's fine. That happens. Think of all the whining I've done when we lose an over game when we're on the under in overtime. So those come back. They come back, and we get them. And we got them again on Sunday with another good performance in the NCAA tournament. 4-1, extended that record right now to 18-4 over the 5 days of the NCAA tournament so far, and we'll have a nice card tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty good about it, and we'll have maybe look at those other tournament games as well as the NBA and NHL. We're kind of picking our spots there right now, Tony, because we want to make sure we capitalize on this NCAA tournament when the getting is good here at this point. Just because the matchups are getting tougher, I don't think that means the games are getting tougher. In fact, some of the roles that the teams are in kind of allow players to come in and take some good spots, and that's what we're doing here right now. When you look at my picks, you can go down to my handicapper profile page and see the type of plays that I'm making, and well, you can also see how some of them have come in by some pretty good margins, Tony, especially on the totals. So we're right. We're usually right, even when we're wrong. We kind of wrote it up right. So check it out over at Tony'sPicks.com. I do give a little write-up on each pick, and sometimes we give the handicap just perfect. Doesn't always work out, but right now it is, Tony, and we're going to keep it up. And all the cappers at Tony'sPicks.com. The winning is running deep. If you look at those leaderboards right now, shout out to all the cappers. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off these profit guaranteed packages. If we don't show a profit, you can use them on one of those other handicappers or come back to me, whatever the case may be. But no need right now, it seems like, because we're putting a winning card together every day. That's why you're seeing me now on all 4 of our leaderboards here. So, this is my time of the year. Hopefully carry it into baseball season here, Tony, but we still have NBA, NHL. Grab one of those long-term packages, 3-day, 7-day, and 30-day over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Got to with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Been on absolute terror right now. You can see here the records in 6,816 units of profit. College hoops here, 2023, 2024, all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Over the past 15 months. You can also scroll over to Ramon's handicapper page, and there you can also see his pick offerings. But if you scroll up, you'll be able to see all the records are fully documented. Look at green across the screen. That's how we like to say it, green across the screen. green up and down the screen. Okay, that's how Ramon is. All right, so guys, get on board Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Green across, green down. That's what you call money making right there. So no better time now to get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Long-term passes, you want to try them for 3 days. You can try them for 7 days. The 1 month, the 1 year, you make the call, and you'll get all of his premium plays for that period of time. Of course, you could use this promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. You can access Ramon's page. Click the link in the description. Land on his point of sale page. Make the purchase. He's been on a tear. And, of course, the promo code there to save you that 20% off. All right. Guys, Ramon also produced a 3-pack here from the NBA as well as NHL. So make sure you like and subscribe. Set notifications. Look for those video pics from Ramon. There's 6 more out there. So make sure you guys check out the site. All right. For Ramon, I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you tomorrow.